How we doing, Trips? I'm back. Sorry I've been off for a few days. I've just been taking it easy, been in my bubble a wee bit. Know that there's that much going on, but just a couple of wee personal things to work through and that. But it's all good, man. Life goes on and all that shit, innit? But I've not made a video for a few days. And to be honest, I wasn't really feeling up to it. But since I'm just taking it easier the weekend and that, I thought I would come on while my kid is at school, because obviously this is where he plays the computer and all that shit when he's not playing football and stuff. So aye, strike while the iron's hot, innit? I woke up the day and saw an article in the Daily Record and some other newspapers that I noticed when I was at the shop with my kid this morning. No, I'm not going to lie. I don't really read newspapers anymore. I think for the most part, a lot of them print a lot of shite. But I noticed on the front page that there's a story about the SNP leader, John Swinney, who's also Scotland's First Minister. He met campaigners for to tackle youth violence. Now, these people who were the campaigners was actually a woman, Vicky Donald, and her daughter, Kaylin, 13-year-old girl who had been assaulted while making her way home from school in 2022. Absolutely shocking, because the wee lassie was beaten up, and it was filmed, and she ended up with trauma and mental health issues and all this kind of stuff. So they got to meet John Swinney at Butte House, basically ask him, what the hell is your government doing to tackle this? Because it seems like, I want to say that this is a new problem, youth violence, but it really isn't, because I can remember, obviously, when I was at school and seeing and also participating in the most craziest things. So, has anything been done? Has anything changed since then? I think one of the things that has really changed is because with the advent of technology, like, somebody's not just beating me up in school and then it's forgotten about like fucking a week later. Somebody's standing videoing this, or several pupils are standing videoing another child being violently attacked and then uploading it to social media. And once it's on social media, once it's went, because it almost goes, I don't want to say it goes viral, but in the community you could say it went viral in the community, because all these kids are in group chats and they're posting these videos and sending it to people. And imagine that was your kid. Imagine you seen a video of your kid being like lettered in school. Like, this is shocking, man. And it's not even just that. That kid who's been assaulted, knowing that video still exists, it's just a horrendous situation, if you ask me. Because me being a parent, right, if this was my child, right, and there was a video circulating of my child getting the shit kicked out of them in school by a group of feral kids, anytime I seen that video or even heard that video mentioned, transmitted between devices, I would be seriously triggered. And when I mean triggered, I don't mean I would be hiding in my toilet with the door locked and what I usually do when I'm hitting a panic attack. Well, I need the toilet for being locked the door, slap myself about, know what I mean? But I'm talking about a different kind of trigger, like I wouldn't be able to handle that, I don't think, and touch wood that I've never found myself in that unfortunate position. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is so, it's like this cultural issue that we have of youth violence, underage drinking, fucking running, fighting in the street and all that. It just changes shape. It doesn't change its face. Do you get me? It's just fucking constant, man. And I'm not saying that this was like this poor wee lassie who was beaten up was a gang thing. I don't really know the whole ins and outs of it. I just know that she was assaulted on her way home from school. 13-year-old lassie shouldn't feel unsafe in school by any stretch. No pupil should feel unsafe. So I guess what I'm wondering is John Swinney or his government actually going to do anything about this? Anything meaningful? And when I say that, it's because they actually had some workshop, say it was last year before, I can't remember the date, but it was relatively, easy for me to say, relatively, I just done it again, recently, fuck's sake, and it was just basically described as somewhere to go and talk. People need to be able to kind of, I don't know, go and voice their concerns as victims and victims' families. And also when it comes down to youth violence, I feel that there should maybe restorative justice would be a good way of handling the youth violence situation, because children, they've no kind of, there's still work you can do with children, I think, and I'm speaking for myself as well. When you've already hit the adult system, to me, it's a bit, you know what I mean, pissing against the wind a wee bit, if I'm honest. But as far as children go, you can still mould kids, do you know what I mean? Like, I think when you've like got to the age of maybe 30 and you're in the adult system, I think you've already probably left a trail of victims behind you anyway, so it's like, there's almost like a queue of people you've hurt, and how you got to make that right, do you know what I mean? That's another video, another day, innit? But I think the reason that I said that about restorative justice was because when I'm doing my volunteering and all that, they have like workshops on restorative justice and all this kind of stuff, but like I had read a wee bit up on it in prison as doing my degree, and before that I kind of knew what it was, but I only knew that it was the victim meeting the perpetrator and talking it out basically. That's all I knew about it. But when I went and actually read up a wee bit about it academically, it actually kind of intrigued me. Because I wondered, is the reason our society's kind of lock them up and throw away the keys because some of us as ex-offenders and criminals don't take responsibility for what we did? I don't know. And I think that's a big part of it, taking responsibility. So if parents, if you're a parent, surely you've got to know what your kid's doing in school, man. And do you know what? I know that's not always the case, but if I heard my kid had videoed an attack on another kid for just being a bully, there would be repercussions, mate. Know what I mean? That would be handled. And I don't mean I would fucking beat him up and all that shit. It would be getting dealt with. There would be punishment for that. And I would make sure he knew at the end of that he was humbled enough to realise you can't go about treating people like that. But the thing is, the irony is, when I was a kid, for the age of like 13, 14. Like, obviously I was running a bit crazy, man. I wasn't fucking beating up 13-year-old lasses in buses and all that shit, obviously, but it's still the same. It's still youth violence, and there was plenty of other kids in my school that were doing the exact same shit. It wasn't just me. I wasn't just the problem child of the school. Far from it. Fuck. But it evolved for the fight in the school, the swearing at the teacher, then it evolved into fighting in school all the time, swearing at the teacher all the time, and then kicked out. And then when I was kicked out of school, most of my pals had already been kicked out anyway, the boys that I gang fought with all the time. So there was other boys still in that school, our ages, right, the same ages as us and older, who we would all meet up during the day, like that's 10 past 10, whatever, 10 past 11, they'll be gone for their break soon, and then just going and getting zipped up, hooded up, choppers, and running through our school, chasing people. We're peers, we're peer group, but they just stayed in another scheme, and we hated them and they hated us. And they would, a lot of them would do the same, but it would be out in the street, because obviously they're not doing it in school, know what I mean? But they would be doing shit in school, is my point. So I'm not speaking for a position I try to patronise people, because at the end of the day, like, nobody likes to be patronised, know what I mean? It's just, I'm not like that. But it's for a platform of lived experience, you know what I mean? That's what I'm coming at it for. So I really do hope that there has got to be some delivery probably in schools about all this shit, because trust me, I think you can spot the troubled kids by how they act with their peers. And maybe I'm just saying that for hindsight probably, but you just know. So hopefully that there's got to be a lot more done about shit like this, because like, even I've heard stories about my kid's school. This is the high school that I went to when I was running about doing all this crazy shit. They've since rebuilt it just down the road from where the school was that I went to. They flattened it, and the one I went to, and built new houses, and then down the road they built the newer version, but still got a lot of the same issues, if I'm honest. You don't hear of people running through schools with swords, chasing people through dining halls or whatever, but I know there's still stuff going on, you know what I mean? So I keep my ear to the ground that way. But it's a shame what happened to that wee lassie and that, know what I mean? But at least they're doing something positive with it, and they're trying to make sure that it doesn't happen to any other person's kid, know what I mean? Because you want to know your kid's going to school and he's coming home at the end of the day, or he's not coming home like fucking traumatised, know what I mean? But we'll wait and see. But I don't hold my breath for these politicians, man. Know what I mean? Not dumb, mate. But I'm got to head anyway, so cheers for listening to me, and I'll try and not be too long coming back on. Hope yous have a good Friday and that. I'm just gonna kick back. I'm not going to have a few beer, nothing like that. I'm just got to chill. It's pure weird, man. I've been getting dead kind of deep, you know. I'm just pure sitting, feeling pure thankful that I'm out of prison, and I get like that sometimes, like, because before, when I first got out of prison, I just used to have nightmares all the time, and it was pure weird nightmares, right? I would get these nightmares where I would be in jail, right, like standing on a landing or in a section, and there would be just hundreds of cunts around me, all just knifing me, right, in the blood, or, see, like, have you ever seen a burst artery? Like that, right, and there'd be blood doing that out my chest and my neck and all that. Or I'd be like locked in a cell, like just rolling about with cunts, man. like, know how like number 10 in Glasgow Sheriff, it's like a big bullpen, just like something like that, but no one there, like in shots or something. Or else I would always have a dream where it was always the same theme, or else I would have this was probably the worst to me. This was worse than the violence ones. I used to have a dream that I'd be in the dock in Glasgow High Court, getting sentenced to life, but I've no committed a crime. And then as soon as I got took to the jail, the only thing I'd be able to think about is my Wayne, my son. Nothing else. I wouldn't be able to think about anything else, and I could actually feel this fucking like a bowling ball in my gut when I'm sleeping. I could actually feel it. Horrible shit, man. But see, the longer I've been out, because I've been out 5 years next month, so they've kind of died down a bit. But they're fucking horrible. They're just horrible, man. But no, I mean, that's probably why it's affected me, innit? But enough of that shit. You take care and I'll see you next time I'm on, right? Catches.